All right, folks, Mark Millar here. You might know me as a builder and TV presenter, but today I'm not talking tools and timber, I'm talking tax. Now, before you switch off, stick with me. From next April, Making Tax Digital for income tax kicks in for sole traders earning over 50k. Even if you're not quite at that level yet, it's worth knowing what's coming. It simply means doing your taxes online instead of drowning in receipts and paperwork. And honestly, it's nowhere near as scary as it sounds. So I'm here with Sage to burst a few myths and answer some of those burning questions about making tax digital for income tax, affectionately known as MTD. Right, let's get into it. So first up, we have a question from Kevin in Manchester. Mark, what is this MTD for income tax thing? So making tax digital for income tax, or MTD, is basically the UK moving from old self-assessment system to a real-time digital one. Think of it as swapping a paper diary for a smartphone. You're still keeping track, but now you can see everything as it happens. What you owe, what's coming up, and how your cash flow's looking. So from April 2026, if you're a sole trader or a landlord earning over 50,000, you'll send HMRC a quick update every 3 months using accounting software like Sage, then one final digital return by the 31st of January. It might sound like a lot more work, but it really isn't. It cuts out the last minute scramble and the shoebox of receipts, and it means you'll know your tax bill throughout the year. So managing your money gets a whole lot easier. So next up is Jackie from Newcastle. Jackie says, as a small business owner, I've been hearing more and more about making tax digital. Does it apply to me, and what do I need to do? So anyone earning over 20k will benefit from the move to MTD as the rollout expands, with the first group starting next April for those earning over 50k. You'll need to keep digital records and send quarterly updates through the MTD compatible software. Getting set up early gives you the time to get into the habit, feel confident with the new flow, and start seeing your running tax estimate build through the year, removing the last minute stress when April 2026 hits. So my next question is from David, a carpenter in London, and he has asked, can he stick with just using his spreadsheets? A question a lot of us have. You can keep them, but they won't get you over the line alone. You'll still need MTD compatible software to connect to HMRC and submit your quarterly updates, which means no more additional tools, checking formulas, and hoping nothing breaks. Purpose-built software keeps everything in one place and gives you live tax estimates, so you'll always know where you stand. So I've got another question here from Simon, and he's a plumber in Newcastle. He's been in touch with a great question, actually. Is MTD only for big businesses, or does it affect smaller ones like mine? Not at all, Simon. This one is for all of us. Sole traders, landlords, small business owners, anyone who files a self-assessment and earns over 50 grand. Come April, we're all in the same boat. The good news is the software is built for people like us. You don't need to be an accountant to use it. You can even sort it in your phone while you're making a cuppa. So my next question is actually from Jade down in beautiful Devon. She runs a flower business and wants to know, does MTD mean I'll have to keep filing returns constantly? Hi Jade, you're not suddenly doing loads more tax returns under MTD. You'll send a quick digital update every few months showing what you've earned and spent, and that's it. Each update gives you a running estimate of what you owe, so there's no nasty surprises. The payment deadline is still January, same as it's always been. You're simply keeping smarter, more accurate records throughout the year. Think of it as small check-ins instead of one big panic at the end. So next up is Sally. Sally has asked a question a lot of small business owners and sole traders have. Is it expensive to switch to digital? Well, it doesn't have to be. For example, Sage has got free tools for the simple stuff and affordable plans if you need a bit more. The great thing about MTD is it saves you time and gives you peace of mind, knowing that everything's done right. It really does make a difference. Plus, you'll avoid any nasty fines for not keeping up with the new rules, which could end up costing you much more later on. Finally, Jax has a question a few people have quietly wondered. Mark, what happens if I ignore making tax digital for income tax? Will anything change for me? Let's clear this one up. So ignoring it risks missed deadlines, penalties, and extra stress when the rules kick in. Setting things up early is like laying out your tools before starting a job. A little bit of prep up front makes everything smoother later. And the best part, you'll get a running tax estimate throughout the year, so no more guesswork, just much clearer numbers. Making tax digital for income tax is really about staying organised throughout the year, so January feels simpler and far less stressful.